How is it going? I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for tuning in this video. Today, I'm here with my review of AEW Dynamite Anniversary Show. Without wasting any more time, I'm going to dive right into things, which opened up with the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, FTR defending against Best Friends. This match did not consist of a Brush with Greatness rules, which obviously, had a 20-minute time limit. This had the full 60 minutes, so, yeah, I don't know why this match wasn't contested under those rules, but it is what it is. So the match itself was great. I thought it was a great opener. I thought FTR told a great story with them isolating Trent, worked over him throughout the entire match until Chuck Taylor got a hot tag, ran rush shot over FTR, got a great near fall once he hit the Soulful, and Trent was able to hit a DDT for a great near fall. Best Friends tried to hit their tag finish, but FTR was able to get the upper hand fight out of it. Trent hit a DDT onto the outside onto, I believe it was Cash but then Cash and Trent would brawl into the outside. Cash ended up hitting a brain buster on the Trent, which was very painful. Trent ended up going through Kip Sabian's arcade, which would play greatly into the next segment, which I thought was a great transition to that, by the way. Which one thing I love about AEW is they're able to incorporate little things to lead into next things. So because of Trent going into the arcade, it gave a reason for Kip Sabian and Miro to go after Best Friends. So little things like that set up feuds, and it's one thing I appreciate about AEW is they try to plan that far ahead by playing little things like that. So Trent goes into that. Looks like Best Friends getting the upper hand. Chuck Taylor's fighting back on Dax Harwood in the ring. Looks like Chuck Taylor's getting on the win, but FTR uses some heel tactics. Chuck Taylor ends up getting waffled with one of the tag team titles once Dax goes for a flip and Chuck Taylor tries to hit the ropes, but I think Cash hit him with the tag titles, which allows FTR to retain the World Tag Team titles. I didn't like the finish because, Rick Knox clearly saw what happened, so I thought it was kind of ridiculous that he just kind of blatantly ignored what happened, but it is what it is. I'm not going to nitpick it. The match quality itself, I thought, like I said, was great. I thought that they told a great story, and I had a lot of fun with it. So another great title defense by FTR, and a great way to open the Dynamite Anniversary Show. From there, we go to Miro and Kip Sabian coming out. Kip Sabian's all pissed off. He yelled at Penelope Ford to get him, who obviously was Miro. They attack Best Friends after their tag team title match, which would lead into Miro and Kip Sabian's match. They took on Sean Maluta and Lee Johnson. Not going to talk much about it. Miro and Sabian quickly get the victory, so it is what it is. Afterwards, Miro gets a promo saying, "Hey, good friends," which I thought was funny. Pretty much saying, "Hey, when you break my shit, I'm going to come after you." So yeah, sets up the feud with Miro and Kip Sabian taking up Best Friends. So it is what it is. Didn't mind the segment at all. MJF comes out to cut his promo, his announcement. He invites Chris Jericho to come out, and his announcement that he wants to join the Inner Circle. It goes on forever and ever and ever, kissing Jericho's ass, and ends up with them agreeing to have dinner next week. So Jericho and MJF will have dinner. Whatever. I don't personally care. I didn't care for the promo. Honestly, I know a lot of people are high on MJF, and I just feel like his promos drag on. I just feel like it's to the point where he's just talking just to talk. It just kind of feels like, it just kind of seems like he likes to hear his own voice. So whatever. I can't get into it. So him and Jericho, their segments have been entertaining, but I don't know. I honestly just don't care to see him. So it is what it is. Then from there, I'm going to, which I thought was match of the night, the TNT Championship Match. Cody defending against Orange Cassidy. Of course, the winner will be defending against Darby Allin at Full Gear for the championship. So that should be a great match. But yeah, this was excellent. Right from the get-go, Cody tried to lock up with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy refused. Cody to go for the waist lock, and Orange Cassidy would slide his arms into his pockets between Cody's arms to separate him, which I thought was great. So the little things Orange was doing beginning of the match to irritate Cody, I thought was excellent. And then as the match progressed, Orange was busting out more moves. Busting out the Orange Punch, the super kick, and the final few minutes were just fantastic. The match spilled on the outside, almost had a count-out finish back in the ring, and you just had a fantastic exchange encounters for both Cody and Orange, and Orange got a lot of great, fantastic near falls. The crowd was heavily into Orange, countering out at the crossroads, hitting the Orange Punch and super kick, and getting some great near falls on Cody. The final 5 minutes or so were extremely fun. So Orange Cassidy, man, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of him, honestly, but, you know, when he gets in this mode where he flips that switch and his matches become insanely fun like he did here, he definitely proves that he has star potential. So, yeah, I thought him and Cody had an excellent match, and, you know, the final few minutes, like I said, were great. It was coming down to the wire. The match was coming to a time limit draw. You know, Orange Cassidy was able to counter Cody's pin into the mousetrap pin, but unfortunately for Orange Cassidy, the time limit draw went the full 20 minutes, even though Orange Cassidy did have Cody down for the 3 count, but unfortunately at the 2 count, the time limit did expire, so 20 minutes did go. So it is what it is. It sets up a rematch in 2 weeks, so they will be doing a rematch with Cody and Orange in 2 weeks, which should be a great match. Looking forward to that one as well. But yeah, excellent TNT title match. Really enjoyed that. Next, we had announcement for a number 1 contenders 4-way tag next week, where they just drew 4 tag teams to compete in a 4-way tag next week. So it's going to be Private Party, Dark Orders 3 and 4, Young Bucks, and the Butcher and the Blade competing in a number 1 contenders match next week. So Young Bucks end up super kicking the Butcher and the Blade. So heel Young Bucks are awesome. I'll say that. So is what it is. Hikaru Shida defended the AEW Women's World Championship against Big Swole. The match was fine. It was what it was. There were some miscommunications. At one point, Hikaru Shida was, you know, like yelling at ringside for like 15 minutes because Big Swole missed her cue to attack her. So Hikaru Shida just kind of looked around, you know, waiting to get attacked for a good little while, which I thought was funny. But yeah, it was fine. You know, the last few minutes, the match picked up, and Big Swole had a pretty good performance. Hikaru Shida pretty much did whatever she could to pick Big Swole away, you know, with some super kicks, you know, some running knees to the back of the head, some enziguris, you know, even a Falcon Arrow. She was just doing everything she could to put Big Swole away, and it took about 3 running kicks to put away Big Swole, but Hikaru Shida finally did it, and she ended up retaining the AEW Women's World Championship. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was fine for what it was. And then we go to main event, which was a no disqualification match for the AEW World Championship. John Moxley defending against Lance Archer. Throughout the show, these two have been attacking each other and fighting each other, so that's what led to this match being made into a no disqualification match. And I thought the match definitely benefited because of it, because two went out there and had a brutal match. Did some great callbacks to their death match from Wrestle Kingdom this year. John Moxley immediately hits the paradigm shift right from the get-go for a great false finish, because, you know, I thought maybe they're going to actually have Moxley somehow squash Lance Archer, but I thought that was a great tease. These two went out there ringside to the outside, beat the holy hell out of each other. You know, Lance Archer is throwing Moxley into the barricade, just being absolutely relentless to him. Tables got involved where Archer just absolutely chokeslammed Moxley onto 2 chairs, which looked absolutely painful. 2 tables got set up where Moxley ended up doing the paradigm shift off the apron through 2 tables, which was a great callback to the Wrestle Kingdom match, because that's exactly what he did. Back in the ring, Moxley goes for another paradigm shift, which Lance Archer actually kicks out of. So not only did he get paradigm shift to the outside through 2 tables, but got hit with another one in the ring, and he kicked out of it. So that's 3 paradigm shifts that Moxley has hit, and Archer has kicked out of all 3 of them. So that's, you know, pretty insane if you ask me. They trade blows back and forth. Archer is going for the blackout, but Moxley able to counter it. They exchange pins. Moxley gets the crucifix pin after Archer hits the blackout, and Moxley crucifix him when Archer goes for the pin. And 1, 2, 3, Moxley retains the AEW World Championship. Obviously, afterwards, Archer is pissed, so he ends up beating down Moxley. But here comes Phoenix and Pentagon running down, because Eddie Kingston was on commentary throughout the match. They end up, you know, fighting off Archer. Kingston goes in the ring to, you know, hold Moxley's hand up and say, hey, this is the world champion. I've known this guy since 2009. You know, I know this guy, you know, pretty close. You know, pretty much praising Moxley, holding his hand up, but then all of a sudden, you know, Kingston puts him into the clutch, chokes him out, pretty much telling him, like, hey, you know, last time we met in the ring, I never submitted, never nothing, you never really truly beat me, I never got eliminated in the Battle Royal, you know, we have unfinished business. So looks like it's going to be Moxley versus Eddie Kingston at Full Gear. Not really too keen on it just because we already saw that, but, you know, maybe if they add a stipulation to it, I might be interested, but as right now, honestly, I don't really care to see Moxley and Eddie Kingston headline Full Gear if that is the main event, so not really too excited for that, but yeah, Moxley and Archer, like I said, I thought they had a brutal match and definitely had a great main event to close, which I thought was a great anniversary show. I thought AEW definitely went out there and knocked out of the park and had a great anniversary show. Great opener with FTR and Best Friends. Cody and Orange Cassidy went out there and sold the show, and they had a great main event with Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. So nothing to complain about at all. Couldn't really ask for a better anniversary show if you ask me. So great show from AEW. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. And of course, until next time, I'll see you guys and thank you guys for watching the video.